everything changes.
Hey, good afternoon everybody, and welcome back to the RockstarFlipper YouTube channel. Day number 16 of our 100 awesome items to sell on eBay, Amazon, and Poshmark. Today is going to be an eBay and Poshmark item. We're going to talk about watches today. I'm a big watch fan. I collect watches. I wear them. I own probably a dozen decent to nice watches, and it's going to be an awesome item to resell for you if you learn a little bit about it. Now, I'm not a big jewelry person, so jewelry's not my thing, but I do know watches, and some of you know costume jewelry, some of you know earrings or necklaces. Watches just happens to be something that I know, and there is some profit margin in it. So today is Monday, it's June 24th, 2019, of course, and I want to go over day number 16's item, wristwatches. I'm actually going to show you the one that I'm wearing right now, and then I have one of my watch boxes here, and I have a couple others I'm going to show you in addition. So we're going to go through these. I'm going to show you what to look for and some of the profit margins you can make on watches, and then hopefully you guys are able to find some and flip them and make yourself a nice little margin. The other cool thing about watches is they sell pretty well. They have a really good sell-through rate for most of the brands. Like anything else, you have to look it up, and you do have to learn a little bit about authenticating because some of the watches are fake. Obviously the high-end Breitling, Rolex type watches, Hublots, can be faked a lot more because people are trying to get money out of them. Most of the mid-range ones and lower-end ones that I'm going to talk about here are not faked quite as much, but it does happen, so it's something we have to pay attention to. But anyways, let's jump right into my watches and some of the other brands that I want you to keep an eye out for. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the watch I was just wearing. I took it off. This is a Burberry watch. So this watch was around like $8, $9, maybe close to $1,000 retail when I looked it up. I've had it for a couple years. I actually bought this watch to flip it. I bought it used in the box with all the papers and everything from someone that had bought it, and I don't know what the story was behind selling it. Maybe hard times, maybe a buyer's remorse. I don't know. I had the original receipt from Burberry. I have it somewhere. I think it was like $8.99 or $8.95 or something. It was with tax. It was close to $1,000. So anyways, I bought it to flip it because when I looked it up, it was worth about $400 to $500 used, and I paid $200. I think I paid like $175 or maybe $200 for it used, and I was gonna flip it for like $499. It's a cool Burberry watch, and I actually ended up liking it so much that I've kept it. I've never sold it, and I've dinged it up and you know, worn it on a monthly basis for 2 or 3 years. It's a nice watch, but that's something where, you know, I could have made $150, $200, $250 off of this watch. I kept it, but could have been a good flip. Burberry, a great brand, and they make really good watches that keep good resale value. I know 50% doesn't sound great, but in the watch world, if it's not a Rolex or a Breitling or something, 50% is a good value. So another brand that's really good, Michael Kors, which is a really good brand that you can you know, sell really, really well. I thought I had the Michael Kors in here. I don't. So Michael Kors is one to look out for along with Burberry. It's one of the better designers. I have a Michael Kors somewhere. We'll move on to this one, which is, some people call it Bulova, some people call it Bulova, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. This one is called a black diamond, black calendar diamond one. I'll show you guys what it looks like. This is not a high-end watch. It's a mid-range average watch. Something like this is probably going to run you about $300 to $400 brand new. You get them at Jared. They sell them at a lot of different jewelry stores. But a watch like this on the used market, if I put this out for about $100 right now, 125, I would get it. And so this is something that you might want to pick up for 50 and sell it for 125, 130, and you know, you can make yourself 30, 40, $50 on a watch like this. Maybe you pick it up for 40 bucks and make some more money. So something like that brand would be really good. Again, I'll link some of these brands and links to eBay down below. You know, people like these G-Shock watches. G-Shocks are great watches that you can flip. Again, this watch is probably about $100. It's fully submersible, 100, 125 used. You know, buy it off somebody for 40 or 50. Maybe a pawn shop has it for 40 bucks and they'll deal with you. Invictas are low end. You'll see a ton of these. They're big face watches. They're generally only about 150 brand new, 100, 150. Used market, they're about 60 to 80 if you're lucky. If they're a good one, this is something you have to give somebody 20, 25 bucks for and try to flip it for about $70. Kenneth Cole is another one. Kenneth Cole watches do okay. They're anywhere from about 150 to 250 brand new, you know, up to 300. If you get a decent one, you can sell for 100 on the used market, 80, $100, and try to pick it up for 25, 30, 40 bucks. So watches that have good solid colors, good two-tone colors like that can be really good. Name brands, you know, brands that you recognize, Gucci, Michelle. I'll try to put a list of them together. I'm actually gonna put together a list of some of the best watch brands, which you guys will have an opportunity to grab. But watches are one of my favorite items to collect and one of my favorite items to buy and sell. I do this in a local market. I also do it occasionally on eBay. You'll see a watch pop up on my store and I'll sell it. I don't do a lot of it, one watch every month or two. I should be buying one and selling them every week because I usually make between $50 and $100 per watch. And if I could do that every week, I could make myself an extra $3,000 or $4,000 a year. When you think about it in those terms, that's how we add up streams of income. Oh, I flip watches. I do one a week. I average $75. You know, $300 a month, $3,600 a year I make just on flipping watches. There you go, nice little side gig or a nice little added stream of income to your reselling business. And then if you become prominent in watches, you'll know what to do. Make sure you Google all the sites to authenticate them. If people have receipts, boxes, papers, that helps you a lot. Again, I'm gonna link down below a ton of watch, not a ton, but I'll link some of the solds and completeds of watches. They're good for eBay. They're good, probably best on eBay. Also, Poshmark is not a bad place to list watches. And outside of that, you know, watches can be a really good investment and they sell pretty good because they have very good sell-through rates for most of them if you check out the sell-through rates. In addition to that, I'll link the complete bundle of all my bolos, including 700 items, in addition to watches, which are not on that list yet. I will add all the watches, but 700 other items. 25 bucks, all of them are down below. Make sure you check that link out and grab those up. It's electronics, clothing, shoes, toys, video games, everything you can think of for $25. Any item on the list will pay for itself and you get all of them, access to them for life. They are emailed to you and you're all set. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bolo number 16 is watches and I'm gonna put this one on because this is the one I wear every day. Thank you guys, hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so we can get to 100,000. We're only 8,900 away and we'll do a huge giveaway at that time. Good night, everyone. I'll see you next time.